Saturday, when we had gotten the winter weather, I turned on the TV. Dave does meteorology for the local NBC affiliate, and by golly, there he was. And I thought, okay.
It was not, you know me, I don't watch.
He doesn't.
You know me, I don't either.
That's a fact. Okay.
Was Dave in the field, as they say, or in studio?
Anchoring in the studio on the weather desk. And I caught it. And who's your co-host there? Was it Jackie? Jackie. Yeah. Jackie said he's throwing it over to Dave.
Okay.
I thought of Biggie when Dave said this. She threw it over and said, Dave, what's it looking like out there? You know, we've had some winter weather. And Dave said, oh, yes, I just stepped outside out back to take a weather observation.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote that down.
Yeah, the classic weather obs.
That's right. You are absolutely right.
I thought so. I said, I'm writing that down. I bet Biggie was like, oh, Dave's out for a weather observation.
About 7.5 minutes.
Well, every meteorologist must do his due diligence and check.
Well, I mean, the equipment, the tools, the computers you're given only give you so much.
I could check wind direction very easily.
I loved it. Yes, Jackie, you probably missed
30
me.
seconds.
Flick it and stamp it out into the snow. Little puff of smoke.
Is there a
from the
container or you just kind of flick into the wind?
Oh, no, I dispose of properly. Especially after the dry conditions we've had
Well, that's
last
good.
fall.
That's good.
snow. Have to.
They yell at you.
I loved it when you said it. I turned to my wife and was like, you hear that? Weather observation.
That was the right thing to do.
I almost texted you.
You don't want to cheat the viewer.
No. Get out there.
No, they're not going to go out in it.
No.
Look, by God, I'm your man.
Look, if you watch the Weather Channel, Jim Cantor, well, he knows.
Yes.
If you see the weather people need to be in the elements.
You got to be out there.
The only way you can trust them.
Oh, one station here in town does it outside all the time.
All the time, yeah.
I'm not a fan of that at all.
Weather go. No, you. No. Just take a little peep out back.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Let you know.
I wanted to alert you to this is health news. I told you the other day, Friday, I was going for that full body scan.
Oh,
a lot of people were interested in that, about what that was. I got a lot of emails. We just barely mentioned it. We were playing Put Up or Shut Up. And I said, I was preparing for my full body scan. I'm doing endorsements in Raleigh, NC, for Kraft Body Scan. And they said, why don't you and your wife come over? They've got a special all during February on heart and lung scans. And, honestly, the first I didn't know much about this until a couple of weeks ago. And you had heard of it, Dave. And Biggie's mother had done it. Mm-hmm. You go and you get, I guess, a CT scan for, you could either do just heart and lungs, or we got the whole body from, like, knees to neck.
It's like a wellness check, but it's deeper than what you get from your doctor every year.
Yes. And they take, thousands of pictures.
Yeah.
And, the guy.
How long does it take?
Very short amount of time. I was there. The consultation was like 35 minutes. The thing itself, 8 minutes.
You have to get naked.
What do you do?
Didn't have to get naked? Nothing. No. You lay on a, like a tube type thing. They put little electrodes on your chest, but you keep your shirt
on. The clothing?
No, they go, I pulled my shirt up.
Okay.
I had not shaved, unfortunately. So I was kind of half grown in.
And they agreed to see you anyway.
Yeah, I should have done. I didn't realize.
Did they mark that on your chart?
Chest/stubbly.
It was stubbly, and it was a woman that did it too. Oh no!
Well, whatever she's making, not enough.
Yeah,
she'd make up some weird lie like it was for a role.
Yeah.
I'm an actor sometimes.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm in the Polar Bear Club.
I sucked in my stomach for all I was worth.
Yeah.
And she goes, pull up your chest. I'll put these nodules on.
I'm a swimmer. It's off season.
Yeah. And I pulled up, and she put them on there. But you're in the tube and it kind of slides you back and forth 5 or 6 minutes. It's really amazing. Now I wait 10 days and you get the results in the mail. But the consultation was really informative. The guy who talked to us about it was really good, and he was saying, this detects, lung cancer, spots on your liver, heart disease, plaque in your arteries, all these different things. And he says a lot of times I get people in here and they say, oh, I don't want to know. And he said, well, you're going to find out eventually. Do you want to know when you can do something about it? Or do you want to know at stage 4?
That's classic human nature.
Exactly
right.
right.
I mean, we've heard for centuries, especially men.
Yes.
They don't want to go to the doctor because they don't want to know.
I got back here later in the afternoon, and one of our sales folks was here. And he said, where have you been? What are you doing? And I told him, and I said, it really, I was so impressed. I was like, I'm really blown away by it. It really is money well spent to get this, because you find out ahead of time if you have any kind of problem. And he said, "Oh, I don't want to know." And the line I got back was, "Well, you're going to find out either with a stage 4 cancer, or you can catch it at stage 1 and do something about it." And they were talking about how, I knew Dave, you'd be like, "Why doesn't insurance cover it?" Doesn't. And he went into, I'll tell you, it's because it's more affordable for them not to. It really is like you catch it way down the line. They do chemo, which is less expensive than what you could do early on with a different type of treatment. If really informative.
Let me ask you this, because like you said, you had the procedure done now, 2.5 days ago.
Yeah.
You have to wait until the results.
Yes.
How nervous are you?
Nervous. When nervous.
Because it's the unknown.
Yeah, of course. And when he starts talking about it, you're like, oh my
it's
God.
your health.
Yeah. And the guy said that he had done it himself and had blockages in his heart. He had no idea. It was like in his Widowmaker. And so he had to change his diet radically and all these things. I was stunned by it. It was really, really good. The thing that you do also is they give you an outline of the body, and you circle things that you've had trouble with.
Okay. Just like a generic outline.
Generic outline of the body, and it's got like thyroid and where it is. You could circle the word thyroid and say what your trouble. Yeah, heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, all that stuff.
Where did you start?
Well, I've had no trouble with anything. I mean, nothing.
Turn it around and
is it front and back?
Okay, right. So the rectum is one of them. And my wife, who looked like she was writing an essay, she was circling so much stuff.
This hurts. Oh, that hurts.
And she was circling, making notes on all of it. And I just sat there. She goes,
like a pilot's map?
Yes. The guy, we were sitting at his desk, and he goes, "All right, I'll give you 3 or 4 minutes." And she was just going on and on. And
Not done yet.
Yeah, and I just
time.
Let's go on into the exam room. I'm not finished.
I just sat. I didn't circle anything. I didn't circle anything.
Just one sheet of paper.
That's all it is. And she was on and on and on. It really did. It looked like hieroglyphics over there. And I didn't do anything. And so I turned it in blank. He goes, "Are you sure you don't want to put anything?" And she turned to me and said, "What about your rectum?" And I said, "Golly, God darn." And I said in front of the man, I said, "I have painful rectal itch.
Give me back your paper."
And he circled my rectum. And he put painful rectal itch on there. So we'll wait and see.
Now, I don't know what a machine can detect there.
He says...
That's pretty minute, right?
Yes.
It's minute, but it goes down to the rectum. It's from neck to rec. And he said, if there's anything internal causing the problem, we'll take a closer look at it,
So, hold on. I think we found it. It's your head.
Have you been... Has your head been up... Are you wearing a hat?
It's common amongst people like you. It's called head up your ass.
So he made me, and he circled in a red magic marker. He's like, painful rectal itch.
Spend extra time.
Oh, red, that's appropriate.
Well, go to the doctor now. He'll go to the doctor. And my wife, she was the one that brought that up. I said, that's external. She goes, I don't know anything of the sort. We have no idea what it is.
Do you know if you were to ask your wife, what... a lot of it, as we get older, something hurts every day. What hurts on your wife?
She has her heart flutters, and she's not sure why, and it's done that for a little while.
Every time you walk in the room?
Man, that's my man.
Pretty common, I understand.
There he is. Whew. I got the vapors.
Sorry, ladies. Taken.
So she's
her heart flutters for one.
That's right. So she circled that. She has that noticeable trouble digesting raw vegetables.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
The colon.
A gut issue.
The gut issue. Circled the colon and all that.
Seeds and such.
Yes, and then she circled her lungs for some reason. I don't know.
Her lungs?
Yeah, she circled a lot of stuff. And
I've never seen her with a cig.
No, me neither. I don't think.
She worried about secondhand smoke growing up. Did her parents smoke or anything?
Yeah, they did.
Could be.
Oh,
well, then, yeah.
She was writing stuff all over the thing, and I just... blank sheeted it.
Look at this, honey.
And she said, "Well, wait a minute," and that's how it went. So she had to stop me on.
So will you get a phone call, an email, a little bit of both? They'll break it down.
You get it in the mail. It's sent to your home in the mail, and then they follow up, and then you get to see. Now, the guy I talked to was not a doctor. He was just saying, "Here's what the test is."
He's a tech.
He's a tech, and then you speak with the doctor in a month. They go over your findings and say, "Here's what this means. Here's what that means." It's really...
It'll be interesting to see. I hope nothing's like, on the border.
Don't we all?
You got a fatty heart.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's such a cliche. But people of our age, when you hear something, if they catch it early, you can be treated. You can live your life.
It really opened my eyes, and I absolutely heartily endorse the product, because when he did it, I mean, it made me think, scared me. But he's like, you could be walking around here with a an artery blocked and not know it.
Yeah, your thing's catching earlier than early.
Yeah.
Usually you have to have a symptom, then go to the doctor, and it's like it's already formed.
Exactly. And that's the whole point of it. And he said insurance should pay for this once a year for everybody.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. That's why I said, you're speaking like Dave
Or
Aiken.
once a lifetime.
Exactly.
I've always said it. Around 45 or 50 years old, you should get a full inner outer check. And you don't get that from anything unless you want. Well, except for you want to go get this, Kelly.
And then he said, I'm sure you all are of the age where you're thinking about, okay, planning for the future, kids' colleges, retirement, all that. He's like, you come along with a stage 4 cancer, all that goes out the window. You're all of a sudden, you've got a new focus. So this will catch that at stage 1 instead of stage 4.
In every way of your life.
Yeah, it was really something. It really was. Now, the other health note, we mentioned this lady on Friday. She's from Australia, and she's a TikToker. And she says her headlights are on, which means her nipples are erect, because she got the Pfizer vaccine and the Pfizer booster, and she said she has noticed this from the moment she got the booster.
So everyone's been pointing out to me that in all my videos you can see my headlights. My headlights are on. Your headlights are on. I can see thingies. Yes, I know. I can't help it. And I'm trying to work out why that's happening, especially on a 40-degree day. And I've worked out that I had the double vaccination and I had Pfizer. Now, ever since then, my headlights have been on. 40-degree days, headlights on. Walking around the supermarket, headlights on. Laying in front of a heater, headlights on. Has anyone else had this problem because of the double vaccination, or am I the only person that's just stuck with their high beams on all the fucking time?
Okay. She made that statement on Friday. Well, now, over the weekend, everybody has written back to her. Hundreds of people. Mine too.
Nuh-uh.
Mine too. OMG, this makes so much more sense now. So many people are saying this. Many women went back to her and said, mine do the exact same thing. Same. And one woman says, same thing, and my partner's convinced I'm always in the mood because they're always on, and I'm not in the mood. My headlights are on. So apparently this is a real thing, at least in Australia.
Since they've gotten vaccinated.
Pfizer, specifically. They got the Pfizer vaccine. A huge number of women say, we have noticed that our nipples are erect, and they notice that their lymph nodes have swollen, and so their breasts are larger themselves.
Is this Australia only?
I don't know that, but she's a TikToker, and apparently most of her following is Australia. Right. I don't know. Because, she was saying, as you heard, even in really high temperatures, her headlights are on. Mm-hmm. And all these women are saying, yeah, same thing. Same for me. Isn't that crazy? Is
this a boon for the sports bra industry?
Could be. Yeah. It could very well be if that is what's happening, which is really weird.
Just extra padding.
Wouldn't you think some Americans would have noticed that too, and Europeans?
I would.
Good question.
It'd be the same thing. You'd think.
And men have nipples too.
Nipples?
Yeah, I know.
Some are it's not, obviously they don't have the same function, but they can become erect.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's happening in men.
I'm a Moderna man. Dave, you're Pfizer, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I'm fine up here.
Any problem?
No.
Haven't seen it. I haven't noticed
Nothing else has gotten hardly.
No, I know. And a quick email as well from a P1 who says, I want to thank Chris Kelly for talking about pushing P last week. My son says that to me. He says he's pushing P, which means pushing paper, which means I'm in the money. And it's a good thing. It's like you're cool. Your lifestyle is good. He says, Scott, I'm a teacher, and I had a kid ask me in class if I was pushing P and start to snicker. I say, yeah, I am every day pushing P. They were shocked that I knew what it meant. Thank you for enlightening me.
This show actually helped.
Yes. She said, I got some cred points, some street cred with my kids in my class because you said you're pushing P.
I was up late last night grading P.
My son says I'm pushing B.
I had a term P I had to turn in.
Yeah. My son says I push B, which means the exact opposite. These are not cool. You don't know these things. Another teacher anonymously emailed and said, you all were talking about that girl who passed gas into a jar and sold it.
Yeah.
Remember her?
How can you forget?
Also a YouTuber, TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't she get married or something?
She's on 90 Day Fiancé, The Single Life.
But she found true love, though, right?
On a plane.
On a plane.
Yeah, going on vacation. That's the last we heard from her.
I just watched the reunion of the 90 Day folks, and yes, she claims to be in love with a man, a French man.
Yeah, that she met on a plane when she was going.
And they're having incredible sex.
I think one of the Maldives or something. Is that where it
she was
was?
going to the islands.
Yeah, anally, everything.
Huh?
All right.
She went deep into it.
Oh, my God. You know that word.
He's opened up a world to her.
You know that makes me pucker.
I know, that's why I said
you say something like that.
That's why I made a note.
Is that your opening word?
They don't fit. It just doesn't fit.
No, it does not.
In more ways than one.
That's exactly right.
You
know that makes me pucker.
You should have seen the rest of the folks on the panel, the other 90-dayers. They were as shocked.
Well, a teacher, this is all to do with teachers, an anonymous teacher emailed and said, you all were talking about that girl who passed gas into mason jars and sold it and made $300,000. I'm a teacher, confession. Lots of time as I'm walking near the students, I crop dust them, and they always blame each other. They have no idea that I have done it. Teachers, you can get away with that, I guess. There's one woman or one girl says that her teacher, and this goes right along with that, her French teacher apparently did a test, and she posts the clips of the test. It's an oral test. She posts it online, and they think that she didn't realize the recording was still going on, and then the teacher herself, well, you can just hear it.
I'm in this French class, and there's this learning tool that we have where there's an audio of the question, and then we respond with typing. So normally the question will be like 3 seconds long.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites maintenant?
And then you would type in your response. What's interesting about this one is 2 minutes and 13 seconds, and it's all silence until this part.
I think the French teacher passed gas by accident, not knowing it was
So
on.
Pepe Le Pew.